Hello, if you're an Oak Harbor High School chemistry or AP chemistry student, you're in the right place, and I just want to give you a quick introduction to how to access Calm. Calm is the online homework evaluator that many of you will be using this year, and Calm stands for Computer Assisted Learning Method. Now, the easiest way to get to Calm is to just type in www.calm.indiana. It comes from Indiana University, and .edu, and that will get you right to the Calm page that looks like this. Then you'd want to click on High School, and then you'd want to find, instead of Indiana, you'd want to find Washington. It'll scroll down and get Washington right there, and you'll want to select Oak Harbor High School. Once you've selected Oak Harbor High School, you'll need to select an instructor, and so whichever instructor you have, you'll select that, and then you'll come to a logon screen. Now the logon is, what's that for here? The logon is your, actually for you, it's your first initial and your last name, with no spaces, no dashes, and no capital letters. And once you have that in, you will look at a schedule that looks something like this, and that is the homework. Now if you see a little plus sign like that, you can click on that and it will expand that particular section that you need to look at. Now there are a lot of things included in this document that is linked on your website, but I want to just point out a few things. We won't be using the view grades. Your grade is just going to be based on, the grade on this part of your grade is going to be just based on how many of your homework questions you finished on time. So, open the correct assignment. It'll turn green. There are questions you can answer right here. I want to see if I can enlarge this just a little so you can see this. You'll notice here that if the answer buttons for you to select are round, there is only one correct answer. If those little buttons that you're going to select are square, there may be more than one correct answer. You notice here a very important number. This number is called the question ID, and that's going to be a different question ID for every question and for every person who accesses this question. And if you have this question ID, you can go back into the question and get the exact same question again. So if you want to have your teacher help you with a question, or another student help you with the question, you have to have this question ID. So I cannot help you, nobody can help you on that particular question without that question ID. So every student gets a unique question ID. Yours will be different than anybody else's. Make sure you keep that written down. So I'm very willing to assist you with Calm questions, but you need to provide me with some specific information about the Calm question that you're working on. There's a link to a Calm journal, or you can keep the same information in your notebook. Your journal must include the topic, section, question number, and ID number. If we look back up here, you'll see the ID number, and here you'll see the question number. So we need both of those things and we can get to your question. I can't help you with a question if you don't have that information in your journal. Another thing you should notice is when you're putting in scientific notation, you do not use times 10. So you wouldn't put in 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. You would put in 6.022. This little e right here means times 10 and then the exponent that you're using there. So make sure you remember that format when you're putting numbers. So let me know if you do not have access to the internet at home so we can work out what to do for assignments for you. I can print it out, but that eliminates you having the option of knowing when you have the right answer and whether or not you have to do it again. You're always welcome to work on these CALM problems in the room when we have time available. So let's go to the CALM site, calm.indiana.edu. We'll click here on high school course because that's what you are in, and we'll click on Washington. We'll click on Oak Harbor High School, and I'm going to choose my particular course. Now, some of you are in AP Chemistry, some of you are in Chemistry, and you'll go to log on to that course. I'm going to click here on Chemistry. And now we need to put in a username and password. So I've now logged on here as a student and I can see my questions for chemistry. Notice the little minus sign. If I click on that, it's going to reduce that particular set of questions. If I want to expand that so I can work on them, I'll just click the plus sign and that will show back up again. Now if we want to see when these assignments are due, we will click on the plus sign, turn it into a minus sign, and here we can see that I've actually worked on these questions. They are due September 12, it says. We may need to change that here. Look at the next section. I've already answered those questions, done all of those correctly. I'm moving on to section 3. Oh, here I see questions I've completed and questions I have not completed. So I'm going to go click on question 6, and there's the question. After completing an experiment, all chemical waste should I dump them in the sink? Should I put them in a laboratory drawer? Or should I dispose of them according to the instructions? Or should I take them home? The correct answer must be this one. We push that and we check and see, did I get the answer correct? And if so, it will tell me, and I push this again and go to the next question. And that's fairly straightforward, and that's really what you need to know, except there's one other thing we didn't remind you of. I mentioned earlier, I'm clicking on question 7. Notice up here the question ID. You have to jot that question down, the question ID. You have to jot down the question number. And once you have that and some of the other topic information, then I can help you with the question. Okay? Well, good luck with CALM.